Hi, my name is Pa. For this project, I will be talking about the Laos culture. And the purpose is just to inform my audience about the Laos culture in comparison to the Hmong culture. Um, if I didn't tell you that I am Hmong, what ethnicity would you think would have guessed me to be? Chinese, Japanese, or Thai? People have mistaken me a lot for for another Asian race. Yet I've always reminded them that I am Hmong and my parents are born in Laos. This just all goes to white population. In that mix, there is Irish, Italian, German. In a African American population, there is Nigerian, there is Jamaican, and just tons of races out there. And you know, um, we just I just don't ever say anything because sometimes I feel like it's kind of rude that I just assume. So I just don't. I just leave it as is if I don't know that person. Though being born in Laos, Laotian culture and Hmong culture have their own differences. If you didn't know that, today I would like to inform you about the Laotian culture um, of Laos and learn new things about Laotian culture. I will be informing you about their history, culture and beliefs, and the New Year and the comparison and comparing our differences in our culture. Um, so the main language is Lao. In rural area, they speak other language such as French, Hmong, and Burma. Excuse me. The population as of 2016 is 6,964,421 people. 51% are female and 49% of them are male. And that's and yeah. And then according to the populationfund.com, Laos declared its independence from France on July 19, 1949. Since June 8, 2006, it is ruled by President Lieutenant General Chumali Singnaisong and by Vice President Bouangnai Volachi. Going to the culture and etiquette, Buddhism is the main belief of 60% of Laotian are Buddhism, whereas 40% are a mix of shamanism and Christianity or just others out there. Um, the dress conservative. They don't like foreigners coming to the country dressing what they deem is disrespectful, such as showing too much skin for a woman. My parents went to Laos about, I think it was last winter, and you know, in a, in like 80 degrees, the girls there will be wearing long sleeve shirts and long pants, or some of them will be wearing long skirts, and the color of those outfits would be black. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why would they wear something like that? And when I asked my parents that, they said that it's just to protect them from um, um, turning dark and darker, having a darker skin color. It's just something they don't want. And so I thought, first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, heat stroke. Um, but each to their own. So um, and then another cool fact is when you're visiting the Buddhist monasteries, never point your feet at the direction of um, a Buddha image. They just find that disrespectful. So if you're ever planning on visiting them, don't do it. Um, so let's see. Now we're going to be learning about the New York celebration, and they call it Pi Mai Lao. It runs from April 14th to the 16th. It is a 3-day celebration. The first day is known as the last day of the Old New Year. It is just a renewal, forgiveness from the elderly, and then they like to pour water on one another. It is a cleansing self of evil deed. Day 2, they call it Day of No Day. They build, stand, stupas, and light Um, incense. And on that same day too, they have Laotian music playing. They have dance competition, and they also have beauty competition. It's kind of similar to a Hmong celebration too. However, I think um, we had adapt their culture into our culture now. So we do a Hmong New Year here in the U.S. too. So and then another event they do on um, day day two is they like to pour more water with one another. So pouring water on other people. And then day three, it is called start of a new year. Um, they like to hold family gatherings and tie white strings on one another's wrist. It's a symbol of good luck and good fortune, and they end the day with a family meal. Um, Now we're gonna look into my culture now. We do um, hold traditional Hmong New Year in Laos are celebrated near the end of December, and it's usually after harvesting time, or after harvesting. I meant traditional Hmong people are shaman as and that's their belief. But now that we have um, you know moved to the U.S., a lot of people are now um, converting their belief to Christianity. Some people still stay with shamanism. My parents are shamanism. They still practice the old ways. They just they they like to worship, uh, our dead ancestors. When we get sick, or when we're doing Magnu, we usually like to call our ancestors to the table to eat. And then talking about sickness, when we get sick or somebody gets sick, we usually like to ask our ancestors for a guidance, just to lead us into the right direction, so we won't be sick. Um, and then New Year's is a time of happiness and finding the significant other, and that's when I mentioned to you about Hmong New Year. They are now adapting to Laos, so now they are doing the dance competition, beauty pageant, and then that's where a lot of people would go and find their significant other, is when they go, you know, um, play ball tossing with one another, just to get to know girls, and or boys, and that's just where that's just how we do our Hmong New Year. So, in conclusion, I hope you learned something new about the Laotian culture. I have covered a little about their country, history, culture, and beliefs. Laotian New Year, and compare our differences with one another's culture. Just remember that if you ever visit Laos around the time of the New Year festival, be prepared to get soaked and enjoy the celebration with them. Um, so yeah, so I hope you have learned a little bit about these, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.